Pascal. You are now rocking with that dude Pascal. We be going wild, Haitian in the building, so original. Got the haters catching feelings. Get your hands up to the ceiling and keep them held high, cause St. Louis isn't ready. Forget about it, goodbye. Hold up, we just saying hi. Five somebody rise up, weekdays catch us live. Somebody, let's go.
Good afternoon, good evening, and good morning, everybody. Welcome to the Pascal Show. Hope you guys are all doing well out there. Hope your day is going well. Hope it's positive. It's a beautiful day today. Okay, it's a beautiful day in the neighborhood. I have to say that. It's a beautiful day. So hopefully you guys are finding this show in good spirits. How's that? You know, because, I care about every single last one of you. I don't know why I'm trying to sound like some televangelist, like some Joel Osteen up in this piece. But anyway, I digress. Maybe because of what we were talking about last night, and now we got some more updates and all that. It's been a busy day for me today, but it's been productive, and I'm feeling good. I'm feeling good today. So I want to share some things. I figured there was just too much to just do a pop-up video on this, and I was like, you know what, we're just going to do it live. You know what I'm saying? We're just going to do this doggone thing live. And of course, there's going to be a little bit of a recap for those of y'all who are still kind of late to the party on this whole story and this whole situation. It's pretty crazy. Nonetheless, it's still very, very crazy. So, again, good afternoon, good evening, and good morning to every single last one of y'all that are watching this show right here. I appreciate all y'all for being here. Please do me a favor, some housekeeping real quick before we jump into the meat and potatoes, or into the nitty gritty, or however you want to call this, into the tea. I don't know. Whatever you want to call it, be sure to hit that like button down below if you're watching on YouTube. If you're watching on Facebook, make sure you hit that reaction button down below, okay? That'd be greatly appreciated to my Facebook fam. All right. And of course, if you haven't done it yet, hit that subscribe button, crush that subscribe button. And if you're watching on Facebook, make sure you hit that follow button on the Facebook page. And also share this feed if you feel like it, because there's a lot of information here that we're starting to learn. And apparently, well, you see the title above or down below, wherever you're watching this show right here. Some family members not only just did the hubby say some things, but now we're hearing that family members, a sister, came out and spoke out on behalf of Ruby as well. It's absolutely knuckin' thuts. Long story short. So we're going to get into some things, guys. So don't forget to hit that subscribe button. If you want to support the channel even more, that would be greatly appreciated. And what you can do, it's very easy. Hit that join button down below. Consider becoming a member of the family if you're watching on YouTube. If you're watching on Facebook, you can follow and support the channel over on my Patreon as well. And, YouTube, you guys are watching on YouTube, you could do the same thing. If you want to support the channel even more, you can go over to patreon.com/the Pascal Show. That'd be greatly appreciated. You know, your boy's working hard out here in these streets, and these purple lights don't speak for themselves. No, they don't pay for themselves. Okay. So let's get into this, guys. There's all right. I kind of went off the rails last night about this story because I hate dumb people. I hate evil, dumb people. I really, really do. And you might be going, what are you talking about, Pascal? What are you talking about? What's up? Because I know some of y'all might be late to the party, so we're going to get into it really quick. And what I'm talking about here is the case of, well, Ruby, Franke, and Jody, now Hildebrandt, if I got that last name correct. Hildebrandt, yes. Jody Hildebrandt. I don't have a photo of her, but I'm sure we're going to stumble upon her very, very soon. But this woman right here that you're looking at, she is the matriarch of a family YouTube channel called 8 Passengers. Now, 8 Passengers, I mean, this had millions and millions of subscribers. As you can see, looks like a very happy-go-lucky family filled with love and all that. Seemingly, let me just say that again, seemingly like they are filled with love, when actually it's not true at all, allegedly. Well, I can't really say allegedly anymore because something did happen over the past couple days. Late Wednesday night, late in the evening of Wednesday night, a child was found escaping the house that Ruby, Franke, and her children were staying at. Hold on, I'll just show you guys the title here, okay? So you guys can see it. A kid climbed out of the window of this house that she and some of her children were staying at. He went across or down to the next door neighbor and basically was asking if he can get some food and something to drink, some water. I'm going to be using a lot of code words from this point on, guys, because the last video got hit like crazy. But this kid did not look very good. Looked like this kid hadn't eaten in a while. He had tape on his feet and on his arms. That's as much as I can say, I think, without getting in trouble here. And now, of course, as you can see, the mother, the one I just showed you, let me just show you her face again, okay? And I cannot wait to see this mugshot. But take a look at her face. Her name is Ruby Franke, all right? She's the one who is actually arrested for this right here because of how she was treating her children that were actually in the home of Jody Hildebrandt, the owner of the actual house. Let me just explain something to you guys. When it comes to the 8 Passengers vlog channel, there have been so many red flags thrown up way high in the sky. So much that there have been content creators talking about this family vlog channel for years, y'all. And just recently, just within this year, the 8 Passengers vlog channel finally got taken down by the good old YouTubes because of the content that they were making and they were playing. I'll show you guys a little bit of it because we did play a lot of it last night. I'll show you guys a few clips from that as well here in just a little bit. But let's take a little trip down memory lane of what we talked about last night. We do have the 911 dispatch call talking about when this person who called in seeing this little kid at their doorstep. It's pretty wild. Okay? Pretty wild stuff. But let's take a look at this, okay? Now, we already know a passenger's mother arrested for this. Okay? Because I can't say that. Dag nabbit, I can't even say it. But it's disturbing even to say it in the first place. Okay? But a passenger's mother, Ruby Franke, and founder Jody Hildebrandt of the parent counseling service Connections were arrested Wednesday night for 2 counts each of this. Whoops, not all that. Well, of this. Now, what's really funny to me is that there is a parent, they ran a parent counseling service called Connections. They had a YouTube channel and they have a website in which they talk about all this BS, all of this. All this stuff about, parents and, the struggles of parenting and whatnot. I mean, it didn't have millions of subscribers, but still, there were damn near 4.5 thousand subscribers. I mean, shoot, that's still a lot of people coming in and watching that BS. The same people that are sitting there telling people, counseling parents on the struggles, helping them coast through the struggles of parenthood, are the same people that are arrested for doing these unthinkable things. Kids hadn't eaten. They were seen. They looked like they hadn't eaten in a long time. They had tape on them, held against their will, all this stuff. And we're going to break down that stuff a little bit, okay? I promise you. But let's get into this article. I apologize for going off the rails, but this aggravates me. This burns my cookies. Every time when it has to do with parents doing terrible things to kids, to their own kids, and then the people who are on the sidelines just going, yes, Hercules, Hercules, to these people who are hurting their own children, it makes me so mad that it makes me curse like I did last night. Let's go in here. The Washington County Sheriff's Office confirmed that they had been placed in custody for intentionally and knowingly committing that aggravated stuff at 9:33 p.m. Earlier Wednesday, the Springville Fire Department responded to a mutual aid incident at Hildebrandt's residence in Springville at 3:44 p.m. for nearly 2 hours. It's not yet known if the incident is related to Franke and Hildebrandt's arrest 6 hours later. Now, Franke was behind, we already know the YouTube series, 8 Passengers, garnered over 2 million subscribers before their YouTube channel was taken down. And let me tell you this again. This took them a long time for any platform to actually acknowledge any of the wrongdoings, any of the red flags that were going on this channel. It took a long time. Like I said, there have been plenty of content creators that have talked about this, that have brought awareness to this channel, all that stuff. It is disturbing to think that it took that long for them to actually get taken down. But this is the other thing too. You know, there's other channels that are, before we go into this further, there are other channels that are still absolutely mind-blowing to me that take so long for them to be actually looked at least properly. The messages that they're putting out, whether it is controversial or if they're showing toxic, whatever theme that they talk about on their shows, on their platforms, it's pretty mind-blowing to me. The amount of content that we see on these platforms, and I'm not just saying YouTube, it's on all these platforms. TikTok, Twitter, or X now, Facebook, IG, Instagram. We see them on all these platforms where we're just like, how does this guy or how does this individual still have a platform? And he's putting all this kind of, or they are putting this kind of content right out here for everybody to see. This is absolutely crazy. And this dude's still grabbing a bag because of his millions of followers. It's frustrating. And it's pretty crazy because it takes people a long time. Let's not forget, I haven't talked about this at all. I really haven't talked about this, but it's a little bit of a left turn. I apologize. But remember Fresh and Fit? Remember them? Yeah, they just got demonetized. Plenty of content that they did that would garner at least a really good look-see-loo into their content. Now, I'm not sitting here saying, I'm not trying to get into any type of controversial conversation about free speech and whatnot, but I'm just saying there's certain pieces of content that I think should be red flags immediately on a lot of these platforms. And it took Fresh and Fit have been doing content that has been crazy for a long time, pushing the envelope and beyond for a long time. And recently, they just got that lost. They just lost the bag from YouTube. Some people would sit there and go, damn, it's about damn time. Damn. I agree. Just saying. So it's crazy to me that there's all this content that's out here. You have multiple platforms that take their time to comb through these, like, for an example, a vlog channel like the 8 Passengers vlog channel, and look at it and go, this is very bad. These are red flags all over the place. And why isn't it not being looked at with a fine-tooth comb? That's a big problem, y'all. It's a big problem. But I digress. Let us continue with our conversation. So they had 2.3 million subscribers on their YouTube channel before it was taken down. The series was run by the couple, Ruby and Kevin, a Mormon couple with 6 children. All right, so Franke was running this Connections website and YouTube channel with Jody Hildebrand. Now, Hildebrand is the founder of the company, whose mission statement reads, we invite and encourage healing and facilitate personal growth through impeccable honesty, rigorous personal responsibility, and vulnerable humility. I'll just highlight that so you guys can take a look at that while I read the rest. So for $75 a week, the company provides 90-minute group sessions moderated by Hildebrand to quote unquote empower each other to heal and change. So we invite and encourage. That's weird, but I think it's we invite and encourage healing and facilitate personal growth through impeccable honesty, rigorous personal responsibility, and vulnerable humility. But what's interesting about that part is you're telling me that they're encouraging healing and facilitating personal growth. What's personal growth when you got people tied up in the basement? Children, let's just say that. Children tied up. This is what they say. Is that part of the whole part of encouraging healing and facilitating personal growth? Because impeccable honesty, let me tell you, honestly, you can take that duct tape and shove it right up okay? And rigorous personal responsibility, the responsibility is to raise your kids like a responsible individual, period, point blank. But this person wrote that onto their website. Same person that wrote that on their website and was building this brand for years, by the way. She had a YouTube channel 10 years ago. Still, same YouTube channel that they use right now was made 10 years ago. She wrote these words, and then she sat or maybe participated in allowing this type of treatment on Ruby's children, or at least the people that Ruby gave birth to, because clearly if you're going to lock them up somewhere against their will, I'm not calling you a mother. You might be the egg donor, okay? But you ain't the mama. Last I checked, that's not what a mother does. Moving on, they also offer counseling for businesses with an 18-week program on company leadership that costs damn near $15,000. Who's buying that? Excuse me? Y'all in the nosebleed seats. I'm just asking. Would y'all buy that? Who are these people? I'm just saying. So you got Jody Hildebrand, who I don't even know who she is from a can of paint. And also, I don't know really much about Ruby Franke, except for her YouTube channel and all that. But other than that, who's going out of their way going, yeah, I need to call them? Yeah, I'm willing to drop $15,000 for an 18-week program because, my business is falling apart and I need some guidance. They're the ones that can really remedy my problems. Right. Right. Okay. Well, now that we know a little bit about that piece, a little bit of a breakdown of the business and all that they were doing, let's bring in a little bit of the real story that got them caught. Okay, like I said, we're starting from the beginning, starting from the bottom. Now we're here. So here it is. A child climbed out of a window for help. Okay, so let's look at this. Just ridiculous. Let's go. So I said this last night, but we're going to repeat this again real quick. After a YouTube star is arrested and charged with this thing, new information details that a child climbed out of a window to get help, which led to the discovery of the unthinkable. Okay? Keep your hands to yourself, children. Ladies and germs, keep your hands to yourself. Feed your children. Oh my God. Ruby Franke, we already know. Okay. She was arrested Wednesday night on 2 counts of second-degree felony of that. Arresting documents detailed that the arrest was made after a child climbed out of a window in an Ivan's residence at around 10:50 a.m. See, that might be a typo because I read elsewhere, or I guess it is in the morning because of the photo that was shared by the daughter saying finally, that was in the day. So this must have happened Wednesday morning, not Wednesday night. But climbed out of that house, ran to a neighbor's home for help. The home belonged to Jody Hildebrand, who was involved in the parent counseling service, which we already know the connections. She was also arrested in relation to the case. The child knocked on the door and asked for food and water, but the neighbor noticed this stuff on this kid. Okay? And then they called the police. The calling party stated the juvenile appeared to be in very need of some food. Okay? Got to use these code words, unfortunately. With open wounds and tape around their extremities. Police described the wounds, neglect, and malnourishment of the child to be severe. Now, so really, really quick, I want to bring this up. Okay, I really want us to talk about this really quick. I want to put a little bit of reality into all y'all's brains for a second here. Okay, number one, they said that the injuries on these kids that were found on these kids, or on that kid, because later on they went into the house and found other children, right? And I'm sure they were just as in bad shape as the kid. But how bad of shape this child was, do you realize that it takes a bit of time for any person to look like they haven't had a meal in a while? It's not like these kids were just down there, locked up in a way for just a day. It takes some time. It takes some serious time for those kids to look like they're slowly withering away. It's not just one day. So put that into your brains for a second. Put that in your brains for just a second. Imagine how long those kids were down there for them to physically look frail. That's disgusting, y'all. Just something to put in your head for a second. This wasn't just like a day. Wasn't just 2 days. Guarantee you this was a long time that these kids were being treated this type of way. A long time. And the partner, Jody, sat along and just cheered this on, was cool with it, seems like. Because if she wasn't cool with it, this would have been this situation would not have happened. Ever. 911 would have been called a long ass time ago. Think about that for a second. Take some time for that kind of stuff to happen. That's disturbing, y'all. That's disturbing. I'm telling you right now, these two, Jody and Ruby, they are never going to see freedom ever again. And any other person that was involved in this and allowed this type of buffoonery, this type of unthinkable acts to these children should also take the fall as well. And I'm waiting for it. Don't worry, when it happens, it's going to happen. We're going to talk about some things today because I got some things to say. Let's go. So after the first child was taken to the hospital, another child was discovered in the home and was found to be in worse of wares as well. And Jules, on YouTube, that's exactly what I'm talking about. Hold on. We're getting there. All right. Search warrant obtained by the police, and during the search of the home, evidence was located consistent with the markings found on the juvenile. So, arresting documents said Franke was seen on a YouTube video filmed in the residence just days before the incident, which quote unquote adds to Miss Franke being present in the home and having knowledge of this situation. Franke did not speak to police and instead requested a lawyer. Obviously, that's what they all do, right? That's what everybody does. Arrest information reports. She was ordered to be held without bail, damn right, in the Washington County Jail. The Department of Child and Family Services was contacted. And of course, they say that now there are 4 minor children that were taken into the care of the Department of Child and Family Services. So this is what we have right now on this particular situation. Again, 4 other children, 4 other minor children were actually taken in. So it does make you wonder, what is going on here and how many children were actually held against their will? Was it just 2 children? Or was it all of them found in a terrible situation? The other thing I want to point out is last night we looked at one of their videos, the Connections video. And I was right. Or actually, I just asked the question. Where they were shooting the videos with their inspirational music in the background and whatnot, that was inside that house where those kids were somewhere not being fed and being terrorized in that kind of fashion. Actually, let me just pull up that video for you guys. Why not? Right? Just a little trip down memory lane, because we can't forget. Can't forget that. Unless it's been taken down. Hold on. Huh. No way. Hold on. What? Somebody must have gone on and taken their stuff down. Wow. Yo, that's quick. That was quick, y'all. I just looked this up. Connections. I keep thinking I'm spelling it right. Hold on. Let me highlight just to make sure. They took that mug down. It's gone, babies. It's gone, y'all. What? That all of it is down. All of it is down, y'all. But let me tell you something. That's crazy, y'all. I'm not kidding. What? Hold on. Let me share with you the page. This is the search page. I typed in connections, gone. Nothing, gone. All of it gone, y'all. What? That is insane. All of it gone. You want to know why it's all gone? Let's keep it funky, y'all. There's a reason why it's all gone. We know the answer. It's because bad things were happening on camp, behind the scenes, whilst they were recording things. I'm telling you, that's insane. But hold on. Don't worry. Don't worry. I got you. I got you. Hold on. Because if we're not gonna do that, we're gonna do this. I mean, I had a freaking field day with this, but like I said, I still want to share with you guys. So we're gonna watch me watching the video. Why not? Okay, because I can't. I hope I'm okay with me using my own content, but he cool with that. All right. But last I checked. So hopefully I don't get in trouble with me. But moving on, you can see it right here. This is the footage right here. Hold on. Actually, let me take this down right quick. This is them inside the spot. I played like 5 seconds of this mug, not even a minute of this stuff. But this is them inside that home. And those kids were somewhere treated in that terrible way. Hold on. There we go. Okay, so I obviously had a really good time with this BS. But let me tell you something, y'all. As you can see, that is the same home that they were recording that BS. Same home in which those kids were being in that terrible way. Okay? They were still recording in that house like nothing happened. That's insane. Do you understand how insane that is? That's insane. Okay. And you see, the one thing I'm worried about, I'm gonna keep it a buck with y'all. The one thing I'm really worried about is that Jody or either one of them is gonna try to blame the other one. I didn't know what to do, and she made me do it. I didn't know what I had to do. I was just so scared, and I didn't have a place to stay, and there was a place for me to stay. Watch. That will be the BS that comes out of their doggone mouths. One of them is going to blame the other. Unless they take the righteous route and say, yeah, we done did that. Let's just pay the piper. Let's face the music and let it be what it is. But I highly doubt it. I don't see these two as the types to sit there and just take it and just face the music like adults. You're treating your children like they're cattle, like they're livestock. I mean, that's insane. Okay, so let's continue on. So, as we already know, a kid hopped out. All right, that's uber important to know. Now, there is the 911 call that was released. I don't know how somebody was able to get this. I will say this. Hopefully, this is the real thing. I hope so. Because it would be really crappy to find out that this was just some fabricated crap. But I don't know how anybody got this and how this is released so quickly. But there is reports in this dispatch, this 911 dispatch, of them describing about the kid, them talking about their mother being Ruby, Franke, and all this stuff. And this is from that kid that jumped out and sought refuge at their next door neighbor's house. So let's take a look at this video. Actually, hold on. Let me make sure that audio is on this mug. Make sure you hit the number 1 when you guys when we start playing this, but we're going to play this. And of course, I'm going to jump in and out and all that stuff as well. Okay. Appreciate you guys being here. Don't forget to hit that like button down below. Okay. Hit that reaction button if you're watching on Facebook. That'll be greatly appreciated. All right. And of course, don't forget to subscribe and hit that follow button on my Facebook page as well. Let's rock and roll.
Control Medic 42 and your 42 on scene.
Copy 10-0.
Control 12, 11 all, B17 all back, 17.
Tampa, this is Murphy said a 12-year-old male showed up with tape around his legs Thursday asking for help, said he was afraid asking for police.
Wow. 12-year-old kid.
Copy 17.
Temper.
7 Alpha, 17 as well.
Temper.
101 to back.
Temper.
10-4, you can show me 17.
Temper, he gave the name of Russell Franke, unknown date of birth, or he did give us a date of birth, but I'm not showing any Russells and Stillman. I'll keep looking into that. The RP said he left through the porch of the neighbor's house. Stand for break 12x11 and 17 to 1014. The male does have duct tape around each ankle. He's not telling the RP why. And said that there's sores around his wrists and ankles. He's becoming, or correction, the RP is becoming emotional regarding the child's health. I'm going to go ahead and have medical stage on this one.
Copy.
One thing I do want to say, so this is a 12-year-old kid. That's one piece. Hold on. Kimberly's in Utah and can still pull up the channel. That's interesting. I can't for some weird reason, but damn right they should be taking that stuff down. I would be surprised if it stays up. Why keep that up when you know for a fact that evil, unthinkable doings is happening at the same time that they're talking so calmly and going, you know, when I have problems with my children, what? When they have problems with their children, they're locking them up and not feeding them. Period. Okay? But just so you know, so that's interesting. I'm sure it's going to be locked down on everywhere soon, nationally, internationally as well. But that's interesting that you can still get it. But real quick, though, the kid came out, was scared to call the police, was scared to notify the police. That shows how traumatized this little kid is. Let's not forget that. That shows how traumatized this kid is. Then on top of it, they kept him on the porch. Now, I'm going to say this too. I don't blame the neighbor for letting them, from keeping the kid on the porch. I'm sure the neighbor gave the kid, this 12-year-old kid, food and water, any type of sustenance he could get at that particular time. But I don't blame them not bringing him into the house because of it could cause you don't want to get into trouble or things be misinterpreted or misunderstood, especially when you have a minor knocking at your door. So I could see why they would keep this on the, keep them on the porch for the time being, just to make things safe, because you just never know. I mean, we live in crazy times too, y'all. And I will say this too, 911 was still being made, was still being called, and the kid was away from danger and was getting food at that time. So interesting. Now, hold on, J Galaxy. Now the website could still be up and running. There's plenty of crazy websites out here, but on YouTube, the videos are not there. But good to know that the website's still up and the videos are still up as well. I'm sure it will be taken down by whoever else helped put up that website because it's incriminating information. Let's keep it real. If they want, I mean, I'm not on their side at all, but in a court of law, if they want any chance of getting away with this, they want to take that stuff down with the quickness. Let's be real. Kelly said, agree, Pascal. Bad guys are the first ones to claim others. Yeah. Yeah, that's very true. All right. But I do appreciate them taking care of business and calling 911. Let's continue. But clearly the kid was scared. The kid was scared of calling 911. That's insane. And Philip Mitchell, yes, internet is forever, forever, ever, forever, ever, forever, ever. But still, it's up there. Their website's still up. Let's rock and roll.
1X4323.
12X11, 12X14, or 17, sorry. The ERP said that he left from a neighbor's Jody Hildebrand in Ivan's 54-year-old female. Not sure if they're related. When asking the ERP's parents info, he said his mom is Ruby Franke, unknown where she lives.
Copy.
12X11, 12X17. I do have a Ruby Franke spelling with an E on the end of Franke address out of Springville. Only involvement was a traffic offense a couple days ago.
Copy.
He's also saying that there's two of his sisters are back at the home as well.
Copy that.
Hold on. That's it. They said two sisters at home? Hold up.
12X7 where she lives.
Copy.
12X11, 12X17. I do have a Ruby Franke spelling with an E on the end of Franke address out of Springville. Only involvement was a traffic offense a couple days ago.
So she got pulled over for speeding a couple days ago.
Copy.
Ruby did.
He's also saying that there's two of his sisters are back at the home as well.
Copy that. Control 12X11, 23. 12X11, 12X5, will you give me a 21? 10-4. Control 6 Delta 3 will be 82 of 1-2 now.
Copy 82, 1057.
Control 12X17.
Go ahead.
Do you have an address for that, Jody?
Tampa 8.
Crazy. I'm reading.
Can you put that on the CAD, please?
I'm reading you guys' comments.
Martina, go ahead.
Stand by.
1 Alpha, can you copy a welfare check?
1-0.
12X17, it looks like if you're at the ERP looking out the front, go left, it's going to be your
Copy that, thank you. Copy.
RP and the Juber are going to be sitting out on the front porch. No visible weapons. The male is currently wearing a long sleeve with shorts. And medical's 23 as well.
10-4, ETA, 3 minutes, medical's in front of me. Control 428, you can assign me that custodial. I'll be 21.
X28, thank you. 10-4, I'll send you Jody's 27 as well.
Copy that.
312, control 1036.
Go for it.
Crazy, guys. Listen, when I see this or when I hear this, obviously this is all very, very bad. Okay. And of course, I got a lot of questions as to what happened, what other kind of dialogue was happening when this 12-year-old kid went up and knocked on the door. They said that there were other sisters in the house as well. And that's pretty crazy to even think about. Again, it takes a lot for people to look like they're in bad shape. I just have to share that with you guys. That's just absolutely insane to think, right? Now, one thing I want to point out, I went to the website while we were in the dispatch. Here's the website. And whatever videos they have don't exist anymore. The tubes took it down. YouTube took it down. Damn right that they took it down. But all this stuff, all these links, gone. Video unavailable. You see? So, yeah, the website's up, but their content, the videos that they were filming, they're all gone. Dead and gone, y'all. Dead and gone. Now, what's crazy about this website, though? This stuff is just create joy in your life and relationships. And look at the photo in the background, like, oh, I'm so happy with my kids. Life is wonderful with my family, right? But then in reality, these two were actually doing some really unthinkable, sinister stuff while they're putting this whole brand together. All the BS that they're putting out. Now, one thing I want to point out here, though, some of you guys said some things, and we're going to get into some other things here in a second, but you guys said some stuff that really just kind of got my attention. So I'm going to get those comments really quick before they disappear. First off, I want to say, Elan, thank you so much for the $10 super sticker. Hopefully I'm saying your name correctly. I do appreciate it. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. This one, Cassandra said, they're going to claim it's their religion. Okay. That type of punishment, if they're going to lean on, their rights to exact or practice their religion and whatnot, aren't they Mormon? Or isn't Ruby and her family Mormon? So real quick, are Mormons doing this kind of behavior when they're reprimanding their children? Last I checked, it's no. I'm sorry. Child A is still child A, no matter what. So as much as, and I'm not sitting here saying, like, Cassandra, I appreciate you saying what you said. And if they do say that, I'm not saying this towards you, but your comment is sparking if they are to try to use that, to try to play that card, I call BS on it, y'all. Because child A is still child A. You can't sit here and say, oh, because of our religion, this is how we punish our kids in this religion. That's insane. That's absolutely asinine. If they were to try something like that. I mean, they can try. They sure as hell could try, but I'm going to tell you this. In the land, in the religion of Mormonism, is that how they reprimand and punish their kids? I mean, I'm asking straight up, not even for a friend. I'm asking for myself. Because last I checked, that doesn't go under any type of religion. To me, it's just harming a child. Now, I get the fact that Mormons could be hard on their children, but at the same time, I would love to hear that from a Mormon themselves, someone who's actually practicing that faith, practicing that religion. because there's a lot of, it could be a lot of, I heard that it's a lot of hearsay. It could be a lot of hearsay. You see what I'm saying? So I'd love to hear that from an actual Mormon themselves. But that is pretty crazy if they were to do that kind of punishment. And if they're going to lean on that, that's disgusting. Because in my book, that is still mistreatment of a child in a very volatile and a very volatile offense, in my personal opinion. And they should be as far away from those parents or those people who are reprimanding them in this kind of fashion as quickly as possible. That's what I think. Now, outside of that, because I don't think any court of law is going to sit there and go, well, because they're Mormon, they have a point there. This is how they treat them. That's just BS. That's just what I think. No court is going to sit there and go, yeah, continue doing what you're doing with the kids. It's totally fine that you don't give them sandwiches or any type of morsel to satiate on while they're held up somewhere in your house, and you continue doing your thing while you continue making videos and stuff. And if they make one peep, they get a few more days of no food? It's crazy. That's insane. No court, and last I checked, no court will sit there and go, that's kosher. That's Gucci. Keep parenting, parents. Exactly the way you're doing right now. Hell no. Hell no. Okay? No way are they going to be doing that. But I digress. There are some things that have been said. Some of you guys are wondering about Kevin Franke, the husband. And from my understanding, they're separated right now. But still, this type of behavior was happening way before they split up. That's the first thing I'm going to say right now, but let me just show you guys this article here as well. So he spoke out through his attorney, okay? Because that's how people do it nowadays. So a husband of Ruby Franke, his name is Kevin, okay? Kevin Franke. Of course, she was the one who was arrested, okay? He says, he hasn't been arrested, by the way. He has not been arrested. He says he hopes to keep his children together after his wife's arrest. And this is from his attorney. So let's look at this article. This is some BS, y'all. I'm sorry. I hope we can keep my family together. Your family you were destined to be torn apart with this type of behavior. With this type of treatment of your own children, this is what's going to happen to you. Period. So let's go into this. Kevin Franke, of course, husband of Ruby Franke. We already know about the 8 Passengers YouTube channel. Will be taking care of his children after his wife's arrest that happened on Wednesday. An attorney told Page 6. Now, let me just say this real fast. They better not let this happen. This was happening for years. Before she moved into this new crib and was doing whatever she was doing with these kids with Jody Hildebrandt. Let's keep that 100 right now. So you're still putting kids in the hands of an evildoer, in my personal opinion. Because he was sitting there either allowing this to be done, this kind of behavior, this type of punishment be done, or he was participating in it. Before they even separated. Doesn't matter if he suddenly had a second wind or suddenly had a moment where his conscience came into play and he said, oh, no, this is wrong what we're doing to the kids. I want a divorce type thing. If he did that, I don't give a damn. He allowed this to happen for years. You got kids that are grown that are now speaking out. His own kids speaking out and saying, it took so long for them to finally speak out, or it took so long for them to finally get at least Ruby. But the pops just sat there and he's innocent in this situation? Nah, son. Nah. I say no. He's just as guilty. He's just as guilty, and he should be arrested as soon as possible as well. Don't give him no kids. He knows exactly what's been going on, and now man. Let me read this BS. Come on now. Frankie's quote unquote urgent focus is simply to keep his children together under his fatherly care, his attorney said. And I get it as his attorney, and he gets paid to speak on behalf of his BS, but that's just some BS. Okay. When reached by the Insider, the article I'm reading here, Frankie referred questions to his attorney, who didn't immediately respond to a request for comment. Now, we already know about her being arrested with Jody Hildebrandt, her business partner, and a therapist who had her license put on probation was also arrested. Okay. They have not spoken out or had made any public statements yet. Kevin has largely stayed out of the public eye in the recent months. I wonder why. It's unclear whether the couple are still together. I've heard that they've split up, that they ain't together no more. I've heard that through the show last night. I heard that Ruby is currently living in that house, in Jody's house, and they're sharing the house. They're roommates, basically. They're housemates in that house. So they're separated. And I wonder why they're separated. He and his wife, Ruby. The father was an associate professor at Brigham Young University in Utah. But a spokesperson told Insider his employment ended earlier this spring. Why would his stuff be ended? Why would his stuff be terminated? I'll let you guys think about it while I continue reading. Ruby garnered a large online following, which we already know about all this, but posting on the channel became irregular before it was shut down altogether this year. Ruby Franke moved her focus onto a new channel called Connections with Hildebrandt in the summer of 2022. Ruby's arrest came after viewers had already accused the parents of this about 3 years ago. It's been 3 years, y'all, in the making. Some clips people found concerning included not allowing them to have dinner. From her son, Russell, when he and Chad were play fighting. When she took away Christmas from her youngest children over what she called selfishness and egregious choices they made, not giving the children breakfast until they did their chores and telling them they didn't deserve personal space. This woman was threatening to take away the food, their ability to have sustenance to get through the night, to have a healthy, balanced diet. She also took away Christmas because of whatever BS she wanted to say. Because what? Kids are being rebellious? Okay. And then, of course, let's not forget the other piece here, too. Not giving children breakfast. Crazy. The Frankies vehemently denied the accusations and also told Insider in a 2020 interview they gave their children choices and we're just trying to teach them that actions have consequences. There's plenty of ways to teach a child that actions have consequences. You know, not allowing them to watch their favorite TV show if they do something bad, right? Or they do a chore or something like that. Take away their Xbox or their PlayStation. That is just little things where it's not food, livelihood, or even just Christmas altogether. That's insane, y'all. There are natural consequences to every choice we make. And if we communicate these when children make poor choices in behavior, the learning is profound. This is what Ruby said. This way the children learns, or this way the child learns, their choices have a direct impact. Kevin at the time told the Insider slanderous videos depicting us as villains were creating a false narrative about his family. When you cut and slice and put it together, you can make even the most saintly person look villainous. No, not really. I mean, yes, you can to a certain extent, but when you're giving people content in which the whole thing is you saying crazy stuff to your child, or a video of Ruby saying, "Oh, she forgot. She said that she made lunch, so she ain't gonna get lunch from me. I'm not gonna go and drop it off. She can starve." That's insane. That's insane, guys. That's not content being spliced up in 15 different ways. Like when Trump, like Obama or any Biden, they'll cut up every speech. I think like Jimmy Kimmel used to do it, where they'll do like, I don't know, Katy Perry's Firework, and it'll be like Trump singing the song, but it's all spliced from all these speeches that he's done. It's a line of speeches, right? Yes, it can be really easy to make it seem like somebody's out here being bad or splicing certain things to make it seem like something. But when you got chunks of content where you're reprimanding your children in unthinkable ways, there's not much editing going on. They're just cutting to the chase most of the time. Oh, there's this crazy scene, and here's this crazy scene where she says, because we prayed, we're not dead right now. That's insane stuff, guys. That's insane stuff. They find any justification they can muster to criticize and attack us because they feel uncomfortable, ultimately seeing our family and our interactions. But the truth is, our children are learning to become independent, self-sufficient, and are being taught how to pursue their own happiness through their own choices and make their own relationships in life. Okay. No, you can't. There's no way that you're going to sit there and say that they're learning those things by being tied up. Sorry, but no. Sorry, but no. So you got the Pops who's come out and said some BS. He's hoping that he's going to keep his family, his children together. No, again, I'm sorry. I hate the idea of kids getting put into the system and kids being part of the system. Okay. Sometimes that can turn into a really bad situation. Okay. But at the same time, I'd rather them be somewhere out of harm's way than be with this family or any other, the father of this family. He's allowing this stuff to happen. It doesn't matter if she is the enforcer and he's the one who just sits there and lets it happen. He is still letting those things happen. And also, let me say this too. When it comes to these YouTube channels, these vlog channels, don't get me wrong. I mean, I know that there's some other commentators out here that are not huge fans of family vlogs, vlogging. And that's fine. To each their own. I don't think all family vlog channels are bad. I really don't. I think that they are, like I said last night, I think that there's a lot of really great content that is created out there. A lot of times to me, I feel like people are documenting their lives. I'm not talking about the ones that are the big times. I'm not talking about the Ace families and all that other stuff. I'm not talking about them. Because those are just fabricated crap. They're creating basically a TV show, a reality TV show on YouTube. But the other people who are just literally vlogging their lives, their day-to-day, and they keep it real, that's one thing. But when they're fabricating it and going, oh, we got it, like a lot of these other family vlog channels will create some BS like, we put Jello in the pool. You know what I mean? Daddy got a Tesla. You know what I'm saying? Like, and it's just crazy. Like, I went, my 5-year-old son went on a joyride with my Tesla. And then they just do this fabricated crap, where it's just making the kids act and do all this BS that's not even real. That's bad, I think. I think that's bad. But when it comes to the other families that are creating this stuff, that are literally going, hey, I'm just trying to document my life, document these moments because they're wonderful and I want to cherish them forever. And YouTube is a place where I can cut these things together, and they're just little movies then that highlight moments in my life and my family's life. And I can go back anytime and rewatch those videos. Those I think are endearing and absolutely beautiful and wonderful. But when it turns into money, when it's all motivated by cash, that's when I feel that things go awry. That's when you're going, hey kid, hey son, hey daughter, baby, can you please repeat that line one more time? It'd be funnier if you said it this way. Now it's not vlogging. That's just now you're just doing a small movie with your kids and just basically forcing them to act. And I think that's bad. When you exploit your children for your own financial gain, that is bad. That's the reason why I'm not a big fan of the huge family vlogs. I'm really not. I'm not a fan of those things. I'm not. I don't like seeing Ace Family and their stuff. I mean, like I said, it's however they want to do it, they do it. There's a lane for it, and they're making their money. So if that's their hustle, that's their hustle. But I don't sit there and go, oh, I need to see what that family is, what kind of shenanigans they're up to today. Nah, I ain't for it, y'all. I just ain't. Because it doesn't feel real. But when you get to a certain level of millions and millions of followers, instead of you actually giving a damn about just making wholesome, good, fun little content, you got people out here more concerned about the money. Oh, our subscribers think our baby boy is really, really cute, so we're going to push him a little bit more. We're going to have him do more cute stuff and all that. Instead of it just being like, okay, here's our day. We went to Chuck E. Cheese, and then I changed the baby's diaper 3 times today. That's the show. That's the vlog. We went to a ballet recital, and it was beautiful. Yay. And that's it. But because it's real, for some odd reason, some family vlog channels feel like that's not good enough. So they got to up the ante. They got to Jake Paul or Logan Paul it up. Make it bigger than it's ever been. Throw in something that's going to grab people's attention, right? It's the pool filled with Jello type thing. 5-year-old kid steals my Tesla. You know what I mean? Stuff like that. And that's frustrating and sad because family vlogs should be wholesome and fun and endearing. And that's it. Not this other stuff so they can grab a bag. And you got people out here like Kevin and Ruby Franke that are out here making content or were making content. And it's not like they were hiding their ways. They were keeping it real. But they also had 2.3 million subscribers that were following and watching their every single move. And maybe they had an echo chamber in which people said, hey, we love what you're talking about. Damn right. Discipline your kids, right? That's insane. And they just leaned in on it even more. So much that they got an interview with a media outlet talking about how they are perceived in these videos. It became that popular. They became that notorious for their videos that they had to speak out about it. and stand on their own laurels on how they raise their children. That says something, right? At least that should say something to them during that time, right? But did it stop them? No, it did not. It just continued. And the BS and the saga kept moving. They kept making content. They kept making the stuff that they were making. And then YouTube finally said, enough is enough. And they shut that channel down. It wasn't like they said, you know what they said is right. We need to take this stuff down. No, that's not the case at all, babies. That's not the case at all. So much that I want to share this with you guys. This is insane. Take a look over there. There's a petition. There's a petition that was created trying to get 8 Passengers, the YouTube channel, looked into. It's almost at 18,000 signatures. So do you think they really learned from their lessons? Do you think they really learned from the backlash? No, they thought, I'm sure, they assumed that there's no such thing as bad publicity. And this brings just more viewers into our channel. This is fantastic. But if they had only known that the treatment of these children was even worse than this one right here, as you see right here. I showed it to you guys last night. This young man, their son, was claiming that he didn't have a room or even a bed to sleep in for 7 months because he was acting out, because he was pranking his brother. He got punished by sleeping on a beanbag and not having a room for 7 months. That's insane, guys. They were getting interviewed. People were doing compilation videos. People were doing content about this, doing big documentaries about how sinister and disgusting this family was. And that didn't stop them. They continued, because let me tell you, let me blow this up for y'all, okay? Because this shows to me that they didn't give a damn. This started on May 31st, 2020. This petition started 3 years ago. And just earlier this year, 2023, was when YouTube shut their whole thing down because of the stuff that they were putting out here. Think about that for a second, y'all. Insane. We're going to look at this here in a second, but I saw a comment that I do want to bring up really fast. Because I think Pre-Seed said it, so I want to make sure I get this. Hold on, guys. Hold on. Where the heck is it? Where the heck is it? Hold on. It was a while back. Hold on, guys. I'm sorry. Where is it? It had something to do with like John and Kate plus 8. Precy, if you can re-comment the comment, because it's somewhere deep within this conversation, this discussion. But I'd love to hear. Oh, here it is. Wait, there it is. I was an insider on John and Kate plus 8 and helped take the show off the air. This is the same stuff as then. See, that's great. Thank you again, Precy, for repeating it. Thank you. But see, that's absolutely insane. The fact that is an actual, that's a real thing. That there was another channel that actually existed or another show on TV. And I mean, that show was, I mean, the information that has been percolating around that show, even still to this day, is absolutely mind blowing. To be completely honest, what people will do for money and how people change when money gets into their lives, it's insane. And of course, how some people feel like they're emboldened in the way that they treat their children, or the way that they treat people around them, because of the echo chamber that is encasing their entire life. It's insane. Hold on, I got a super chat real quick. Let me get that real quick. Ivan, what's up, man? Thank you so much for the 10. Raised my ex's kids, and they're honor students now. Good job, Ivan. Appreciate you holding it down for the kids. Another ex's kids were extremely rebellious, and I didn't have her support, so I walked away. Never needed to. I'm disgusted. A for clout is a thing. I'm realizing that more than ever, that it is a thing. It's kind of like I'm not going to, the public's going to know that my kids don't run me. I run my kids. You see what I'm saying? And that's not good either. That's no bueno. That's not how parenting should be, in my personal opinion. Like, I don't know. I'm still a new dad. I'm still a new parent. I get it. I know some of y'all be like, yo, you don't even know nothing, bruh. You ain't even there yet. I know, but I feel that there's ways in which you can still parent in a way where it isn't like they're in some sort of torture chamber. I just have to say that. I get that kids need to be, that there's certain levels of punishment when they do something bad. I get that there's certain levels of, reprimanding your child. But there are constructive ways in which you can do that without it being like a kid not having a bedroom for 7 months. It's insane. But the fact that, again, going back to this petition, the fact that they had a petition, that this petition existed 3 years ago, May of 2020, and it has 18,000 signatures on it, or close to 18,000 signatures on it, and they were still making content. This didn't stop them. Is absolutely wild. Let's take a look at just a little bit of what they say. Hi, if you don't know who the 8 passengers are, they're a family of 8 YouTube family. They have produced video content since around 2014 and 2015 regularly, and in recent years have been subject to controversy in the past for things they have done, such as taking their youngest Eve to a supermarket. Whoa. Why would she be, what? Okay, in just a diaper. Why would she be in just a diaper, baby? A 3-year-old? Okay. Another was when she told us Russell didn't have autism because it was something along the lines of he was not intellectually challenged. Thirdly, she sent her son to a behavior camp which focused on kids who had done drugs, carried knives, etc., for the reason that he was kicked out of school. See, but the thing is when I look at stuff like this, the behavior camp, and also, well, actually, I'm sorry for going back a little bit, but I want to point this out. Russell, in that dispatch, Russell is actually the kid. Russell's actually the kid that jumped out of the window and ran to the next door neighbor looking for help. I want to point that out. He was the kid that got out. Russell. Just want to point that out really quick. Now, let's talk about this. Thirdly, the son went to a behavior camp, which focused on kids who, are being rebellious and blah, 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 acting out, right? There are certain reasons why a kid is acting out. Sometimes kids just want to be bad, right? Some kids just want to be rebellious for the sake of being rebellious. But this kid and him going to a behavior camp, Could that be an indication of some sort of bad upbringing, bad child rearing that's going on in the house? And this kid is rebelling or acting out because he doesn't like the treatment that he's getting at home? Yeah, Emily just said, exactly. It's kind of, and this was written 3 years ago. Okay. Finally, the subject we're talking about today, she banned all of the electronics from her kids all summer, including TV. The children appeared very sad in the recent video, saying that they have no friends. And Ruby's response to this was, quote unquote, that is a very vulnerable thing for you to say. Do you want me to keep that in the video? Surely if she felt sad about this, as she sounds in the video, she would act on what they have said. This is due to them having no access to talk to their friends, I guess, whatsoever, due to Ruby not allowing them to. To add to this, Chad, her second eldest, told us in the recent video that he has recently been taken down, but I am in the process of finding the video that he had been left on the floor for 7 months on a beanbag solely because he teased his brother. Again, I mean, this is just, and we showed you guys last night the footage of this very video right here. And she put it out. She put that content out. She had time to sit down, cut. First off, she shot the footage. It's her holding the video camera. She's the one shooting the footage. She's recording. She goes to her computer, uploads all this ish, and then she says, you know what? That moment, damn right. And she shares this. She had plenty of opportunities from the time it was filmed all the way over to the editing software that she has on her computer or laptop. She had plenty of time to think about that 3 or 4 times before she actually turned it into an actual video. Then the other thing, let's not forget, even when you're uploading the video, there's still a, would you like to publish this type question that you're getting on YouTube or any other platform. You know, publish, make it public. Do you want this unlisted? Do you want this private? She put this video and many others on public. So clearly she has no qualms about the things that she's done. No remorse about any of the stuff that's been shared in any of these videos. Same thing with the Papa. Let's not forget, it's not only just Ruby, it's Kevin too, y'all. He's allowing, and he's allowing this content to be out there. Like I said, I don't care. I don't give 2 damns if he suddenly had a change of heart and he was like, how you treat these children is wrong. I need to be away from you, girl. I don't care. Because he still sat there, whether he was on the sidelines or if he was participating in all this behavior, he still allowed that ish to go down. So when is he going to get locked up? That's what I'd like to know. Because that should have been done like Wednesday. Shoot, this stuff should have been done 3 years ago. Let's keep that straight funky. So I'm wondering when he's going to catch his time, because it's coming. Trust me, it's coming. Now, the other thing, though, too, is I'm glad somebody just pointed this out. Hold on, I'm trying to find it again. Jehovah just said this. Jehovah just said this, so I appreciate this. They said sister put up video today and then removed it, yep, like an hour later after people said she didn't do enough. Yeah, damn right. It's funny that you said that because I have the comment from her, and I was looking for that actual video, right? Because I heard people talking about it all through the internets, through the chat forums and in the X, or the twits, okay? And I was sitting there going like, the video's out there. I went and tried to look for it. As you can see, it's right here. Just showing you proof positive. I went looking for it. Let me just blow this up for you guys. I went looking for it to see if it was up here. And let me refresh this. It's gone. So whatever video she had planned or she was putting up is gone. That be gone, yo. And this is her sister, Bonnie, and her happy family, seemingly happy family. She put up a video. And her video was basically like, you know, this is for my sister, you know, this is in reaction to my sister, blah, blah, blah. And it was just basically her just saying that she was so shocked about everything. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. How shocked? How shocked? How shocked is Bonnie? That's what I'd like to know. How shocked is Bonnie? I don't know about that. But let's read her comment, though. Because she did post something yesterday when this all went down. And of course, there are people being like, oh, sending prayers and lots of love and prayers going up for you, for all of you. And thank you for your love and understanding, blah, blah, blah. But let's see what what Bonnie had to say. For the last 3 years, we have kept quiet on the subject of our sister, Ruby Franke, for the sake of her bull. I'm sorry. That's some bull. That's some bull. You're sitting here. This is what frustrates me more. Mama sama makusa. Hold up. Let's continue, and then I'll freak out later. Let's continue. Let me say this again. Oh, my dear Lord. For the last 3 years, we have kept quiet on the subject of our sister, Ruby Franke, for the sake of her children. Behind the public scene, we have done everything we could try and make sure the kids were safe. We wouldn't feel right about moving forward with regular content without addressing the most recent events. Once we do, we will not be commenting on it further. Ruby was arrested, which needed to happen. Jody was arrested, which needed to happen. The kids are now safe, which is the number one priority. Okay. Okay, you want to play? Okay. Now, listen, guys. That's the biggest heap of BS I've ever seen in my whole entire life. This is her trying to save the bag. Literally trying to save the bag. Yeah. This is the other thing too, Alicia. You right. Yeah. She admitting that they knew. They knew. And what did they do? Don't worry. I'll wait for you guys to think about it for a second. What did they do? This is an easy answer. This is a ground ball question, y'all. What did they do? Yeah. Nothing. Silence. Silencio. Okay? Nothing. So now they're putting out some BS comment, her, because let's not forget, she's got 1.3, over almost 1.4 million subscribers that she has to speak to. And by the way, let's not forget, oh my Lord, look at the content that she was creating. It's not like she just stopped for a month or two or whatever while she was in busy trying to save the children and stuff. She didn't do that neither. She continued making content. Look, sleepover at grandma's 2 days ago. She still makes content. Cabinet time, yes. While they're building their brand new home, yes. Custom home, because she makes so much doggone money on top of what her husband's probably making too. So they can go and buy a big ass or build their dream home. So she's got to save the bag. Have mercy. You have got to be kidding me. Because the fact that she's sitting here going, oh no, oh my God. Oh no, I'm so surprised. And we had to keep so quiet over the past 3 years. I just can't believe. No. Now you're a part of the problem. I said it, and I don't give a damn. You are a part of the problem. If you knew 3 years ago and you just said, I had to keep quiet while still making content, you had plenty of opportunities to use your platform for the greater good. You had plenty of opportunities to bring those kids in under your wing and take care of them. Get them as far away from this monster as quickly as possible. But what did you do? Nothing. See, like I said, this stuff burns my cookies, babies. This burns my cookies because this type of BS should not, this is a comment that should never be out here. Period. I truly believe that it takes a village. I know, Hillary Clinton, but that's not what I'm saying here, okay? This is not a political stance. I do believe that it takes a village to build and grow and raise these children right. I truly believe this. This is those kids' auntie. Think about that for a second. You telling me she knew for 3 years that she didn't do a dagnab thing? Okay. And people are still supporting this? This makes me want to woosah, you know what I mean? Pressure points and all that ish. Okay? Let me make that completely clear with y'all. This is not cool. In fact, if anything, she shouldn't have said anything at all. Then she did a video, which was up, and then it was taken down. Clearly because she realized that what she did was a bad move. It was dumb. Even this is dumb. It's a desperate attempt at trying to secure the bag, trying to save the bag. Not secure it, but save the bag. Let's keep it real, y'all. Don't come at us, guys, because we knew 3 years ago. Nah, now you got more people coming at you even more because you should have done something 3 years ago. This is the problem that we see day in and day out with all these people who are surviving or that are survivors. This is the issue. You see people that are standing there watching everything on the sidelines, idly by going, well, there's nothing I can do. There's plenty of things you can do. At least try something. Sitting there and twiddling your thumbs and being too busy making content for your YouTube channel does not show that you are actively trying to save those kids. If you knew what was going on with these kids, you knew these kids were being locked up in a basement or in some side room in a house, not being fed and all that stuff, you should have done something. Period. I am sorry, guys. This stuff angers me because I hate this kind of stuff. This is the sad part. This is the bad part about content creators. This kind of stuff. It's this that I don't stand for. I get it that they're not your kids. There's certain laws and stuff like that you can and cannot do, but there's a lot of things that you could be trying to do. And I know there's not a lot of stuff that we are seeing. Okay, and like I said, I don't watch her channel. I didn't watch Ruby Franke's channel. But the fact that you're telling me that you had to keep quiet, what? This is the time that you speak up. 3 years ago, you had to keep quiet, my ass. This is the time you speak up. These are children we're talking about. Children. Actually, forget it. It's human beings we're talking about. What if it was the husband doing unthinkable things to Ruby, to her own sister? Wouldn't she be doing everything she could to get her sister away from this monster if he was, doing those unthinkable things. So why can't that same thing apply to these kids? To me, the math ain't mathing, y'all. To me, the math ain't mathing. You got Auntie out here trying to play the card like, oh yeah, we knew, but she's arrested and we're happy. Huh? I'm not for it. I'm not. Ivan, thank you so much for the 2. Husband defending aunt deflecting is, I think, his implications, maybe? Deflecting is implication. You know what? Yes, I see what you're saying. Yeah. Again, this is ridiculous. All right? And I get it that the aunt could only do so much. But I think this is a wrong thing to put out on your platforms. Stay silent then. Don't say nothing, because you're going to have a guttural, visceral reaction from the public like I just did just now. Because I give a damn about if this was happening and I knew about it and this was going on in my own family, oh my Lord, I'd be shaking the very foundation of that home. I'd make sure that everybody knew what was going on. I'd be bringing in lawyers. I'd be doing everything I could to expose the wrongdoings that are happening to my nieces and nephews and my to my family's kids. I'd work every waking hour trying to make sure that these kids are safe. I wouldn't be sitting there going, cabinet time. I'm sorry, I wouldn't be doing that. I just wouldn't. My time and efforts and my focus would be on keeping those kids safe. And I would find every loophole under the sun legally. I'd bring in the best lawyers. I don't care if I had to start a GoFundMe. I don't give a damn. I would do everything I could because those kids need it. And you had 6 kids that were treated in an egregious way. And then you had a bunch of kids now that I guess her way of punishment grew and got more intense. And now we find these kids in unthinkable ways. Thank God these kids didn't lose their lives. The way that they're saying how these kids looked, you never know how close they were to death because of how they were being treated. Period. So with this stuff, I don't care. This is when you go quiet. You don't say anything at all. You don't. That's the reason why she had a comment or she had a video. She put that out and she immediately took it down because the rest of the world was looking at her and going, what the hell? Why are you putting this out? In the video, she's like, I don't know what we should do. And her husband's off camera basically saying, well, I guess we're just going to have to keep on doing what we're doing. Just keep on making, don't stop the train. We're just going to keep on making content. Like, what? Why make a video about you? Talk about the situation at hand. If you really only knew just recently, or if you knew just 3 years ago, explain that. Explain what you were doing. Let people know what was going on. Be transparent. That's what we want. Not this BS. It's sad, y'all. It's very, very sad. But I think that a lot of the family members, or not the family members, I'm sorry. Because again, okay, now I get it. I was angry. I had to get that off my chest. Sure, she may not have any way of saving those kids. And I wish I would love for her to explain what she tried to do. But outside of that, the people that really need to look at prison time are the parents and Jody. Both, all three of them. Okay? Kevin, Ruby, and Jody. And whoever else was involved in it, knowing that this stuff went down. I don't care. Lock them up, throw away the doggone key, and put those kids in safe environments so that they can continue to flourish. That's what they need and that's what they deserve. Period, point blank. But when we find out more information here, guys, I will let you guys know. I don't stand for this type of treatment on any child, period. I just don't. As you already know, I did a video, a full-on conversation with Ivy Webster's father and her cousin. We had a very deep and very eye-opening and shocking interview discussion yesterday about everything that was revolving around that Henrietta House of Horrors, where, of course, you know, Ivy Webster lost her life. There's a lot of stuff that was going on with that. The things that people do to children, I do not have time for. I do not tolerate it, period. I just don't. In this particular case, as more information does come out, if there's more information that does come out, you're going to hear right here. We need to expose these mother lovers. We really do. We really, really do. Anyway, guys, that's the video. I appreciate you guys for being here, being a part of the conversation. This is important. And I'm telling you right now, we already know that there's going to be more stories like this being exposed. They may not be YouTubers. They may not be hiding in plain sight like a YouTuber, but they out here. They out here, and they will get exposed. And when they do, we will talk about it. Unbelievable. I appreciate you guys. I really, really do. Do me a favor before we head out. Don't forget to hit that like button down below. Okay? That would really mean a lot. And of course, do not forget to hit that subscribe button. Also hit that follow button if you're watching on Facebook. That'd be greatly appreciated. Of course, it'd be great to have you a part of the Pascal Show family, of course, over there and over here too. So don't forget to subscribe and hit that follow button over on Facebook, on that Facebook page. Okay? Anyway, guys, it's time to get going. Appreciate all y'all. You guys are amazing. Thank you so much for hearing me out. When more information drops, we will be talking about it. But we do have some other stories. I do have a couple other stories for you guys, so be on the lookout for it because it's some crazy stuff coming to you guys very, very soon. I got a pop-up video coming up to you in a couple hours, so be on the lookout for that, okay? Anyway, it is time to get going. Hit that like button. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button. Be good to yourselves. Be good to one another. And I'll see you guys very, very soon. This is the Pascal Show. Bye.